Wow, we have a great show tonight. I'm Mark Anthony. I'm here with Dr. Pat Baccili, and we are the Psychic and the Doc. This is a very special show because this is National Hope Day, and the Psychic and the Doc are on call. We will be taking your calls during the show, and this is about giving you hope to help you cope. Now, before we launch into the show, a couple weeks back, we were fortunate to do a special live from Ukraine with the youngest member of the Ukrainian parliament, Sviatoslav Yurash. And since that time, he is now in an army unit, and I've been getting intermittent messages from him. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because this show is about hope. And right now, the people of Ukraine, yes, they need our prayers, but they need as much hope as possible. And Sviatoslav has been to a number of locations where they have uncovered horrific atrocities that are alleged to have been committed by the Russian military. And all I can say is that I want to quote something that Dr. Martin Luther King said, is that we must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope.
Mm-hmm.
And so, my heart, and I know speaking for everyone at Transformation Network, and I believe all of our listeners, our hearts and our hopes go out to the people of Ukraine, that they not only survive, but they prevail in this completely unnecessary war.
Yeah. No, it's I don't even like know how to say that. I mean, I don't even understand why we are saying Russian invasion of the Ukraine in 2022. I don't really quite get how that even happens without some serious blowback. You know what I mean? And what do I mean by
Yeah,
that? I mean, okay, so maybe I'm dating myself, but once upon a time, when a bigger country, for no reason, decided they're going to take over a smaller one, the implications are serious, especially when no action is taken. However, we can I just tell you, I'm not a prediction person, and I'm also not a pessimist, but I know who's watching because I play a sport where my people that I play with talk about this, what nobody's talking about. And that is, this is another big country watching this to see if they're going to get away with it because they may have a takeover move.
yeah,
What would be that takeover move that China might have?
exactly. Going for Taiwan. And
Hello,
yeah,
hello.
yeah. You
And
know,
what they're watching to see anybody going to step up and stop this? Is anyone out there actually going to step up, come in, and stop it?
I
I just
remember,
can't even fathom it, Mark. Sorry.
I never thought that we'd see a major European war ever again. I
I didn't
remember
either.
I was in high school, and I had this really quirky American history teacher, Mr. Getty, and he was a Southern gentleman. He was brilliant. He could probably name at that time every US president in order, forwards and backwards. And I remember he invited to our class as a speaker this gentleman who had been in a concentration camp, in a Nazi concentration camp, and he was from Lithuania, and he was this older Jewish gentleman. And he came in, and the first thing he did is he undid his sleeve, and he saw the numbers tattooed on his arms, and he said, "I am from Lithuania, and one day Russia decided that my small country should not exist. And then another day, Nazi Germany decided that we should not exist." And he told us what it was like, and how he survived the death camps. I mean, it was, Dr. Pat, it was one of the most chilling
Mm-hmm.
discussions I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are, again. So, that's why this show is so important. And on a brighter note, I
Yeah.
mean, as a member of the United States Supreme Court bar, for me today, there is a glimmer of hope
Yeah.
because Judge, now Justice Ketanji Jackson Brown has been appointed to the United States Supreme Court. And I know that a lot of people are focusing on the fact that she is an African American woman. But every time there's an appointment for the US Supreme Court, as a member of the bar, I always look at their backgrounds and all this. Um, it doesn't matter who she is or was or what she is eminently qualified to be on the court. And I watched the confirmation hearings in which several senators, who shall remain nameless, were extremely rude to her, and she never lost her cool. And that's the type of judge you want on the bench. Because I've been in front of judges that had temper tantrums and went crazy on the attorneys and the counsel. And what you want is a judge that's not only qualified, but also has the proper judicial demeanor. So I think today was a glimmer of hope for the United States and certainly for American jurisprudence.
Well, I really see it because it's in the contrast of so much, that we look at every day. And I have to tell you that I used to wonder why so many people just did not want to follow the current events the way that maybe you and I do. But we grew up in a generational time where we didn't have 250,000 text messages on our phones by who knows. I don't even know how people got my phone. Linda says I should change my cell phone number. Uh, but we didn't grow up in that world. And so what I remembered, and I was talking to a woman I mentor, and I was talking with her, and I was saying, back when news was hard to get our hands on, we were hungry for it.
Yeah.
We were hungry for it. We didn't have to sit through 13,000 tweets and 15,000 opinions, and hard to find out if you're actually watching the latest news because it's actually an hour old
Right.
on your phone. And I said, I understand why it's hard to discern. And then she asked me, well, how do you discern? I says, I have to spend more time looking for hopeful, interactive, important news that's important to me. And she said, what would that be, Pat? I said, well, there are a couple things I'm wondering about now. I said, I don't get it. I was arrested for something I didn't do. And thank God I had a judge that just saw the asinine aspect of it. Just ridiculous. Right. And I didn't pay attention to my lawyer. And I stood up and I told the truth because it was the truth. I mean, I had the Jimi Hendrix jacket with the fringe. Remember that? And I got pulled over one day as a 19-year-old, and crazy as all 19-year-olds were. Of course, a big peace sign on my car. Big headband, the whole thing, Jimi Hendrix jacket. And I made a mistake. And my uncle was chief of police. And he said, Pat, when a policeman is searching your car, you don't grab any part of their body. You don't try to stop them. But I'm 19 and I went to stop him from going through, should I admit it, my leftover food bags, because I basically, like all 19-year-olds do, lived in my car. And my Jimi Hendrix hinge got caught on his gun.
Oops. Oops. Now,
So
as a prosecutor and a criminal defense attorney, that is not a good
Is that
thing.
a ridiculous story? And he pushes me away, and Jimi Hendrix would not let go of his gun at all. And I am telling you that I'm very fortunate. But when I grew up, we were being arrested for protesting, peaceful protest. And I tried to explain to this mentee, but I couldn't. And she's like, how do people of government get involved, in her words, a takeover of the Capitol? And why does it take so long? And I said, well, why do you ask? She said, look, I got caught shoplifting when I was 13 and I was arrested in a hot second. And I don't have answers, but the answer today is we have to have hope. We
We
have to have
do.
hope.
We do.
We have to have hope for the Ukraine. We have to have hope that in the end of disrespectful attacks on a judge that earned her wings, whether she's in the Supreme Court or not, but we have to have hope that something higher would prevail, right? Or no?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, I picked a couple quotes
Uh-oh,
about
here we go.
hope. Well, also, hope takes work. Author David Orr said, "Hope is a verb with its shirt sleeves rolled up." And I knew that you'd like that one, Dr. Pat, because a lot of people sit around and say, "Well, I have hope," and you lay there and don't do anything.
You didn't
What
have my stepmom. Sorry.
no, no. And Thomas Jefferson said, the harder I work, the more fortunate I get. So hope, like any other thing, is something that does require commitment and work. And that's why we're here tonight, to take your calls, 1-800-930-2819, because we're here to give you hope, to help you cope, and the psychic and the doc are on call.
You didn't ask me why I'm wearing yellow today.
All right. Why are you wearing yellow today, Dr. Pat?
Back in the day, there was a song, tie a yellow ribbon.
I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So all y'all that are listening, like, what decade is she talking about now? All right. Back in the day, there was a song. And even though the song wasn't about this, it became about this. It was, and when we come back from break, Mark, we can take a look at the words. But for you all out there, do you want some hope today? You want us to do our best to kind of infuse a little bit of that hope in yourselves, in your bloodstream, maybe a little bit that can help you out. 1-800-930-2819. Because bus driver, please look for me, because I couldn't bear to see what I might see. I'm really still in prison, and my love, she holds the key. A simple yellow ribbon's what I need to set me free. That song became pivotal for everybody that was in Vietnam, became pivotal for anybody that was in a place where they just couldn't find their way out. Let's take a short break, Jacob. And when we come back, we're just all over the phones. Hey, everybody. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that was "Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth," which is a message of hope from the late, great George Harrison. And his widow, Olivia Harrison, received an honorary award on his behalf the other night on the Grammys. So, people look at, those songs where they're writing about hope and peace. Isn't it just as relevant today as ever? And, just because we may not be able to achieve peace doesn't mean we need to stop trying.
Mm-hmm.
But we're back. Go ahead, Dr. Pat.
I stand to be corrected. Yes, it's Tony, Orlando, and Dawn. Dawn, D-A-W-N. Dawn was a pop music group. These women were amazing, right? Yes, it was Tony Orlando, but Tony Orlando and Dawn, they were they call themselves a backup vocal group, but I'm just saying that Tony Orlando, without those two ladies, look out, not so much, right? And they came out, and he was smart enough to know, Tony Orlando was smart enough to know that if I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna live my dream, why not do it with some other talented people? He was never afraid to share that stage, right? And so that song was released, I think, in February of 73, but it was recorded in January for people that want to look it up. I don't know, maybe Jacob can dig that up out of YouTube. But Mark, thank you for bringing hope to the forefront today, because I think without hope, all gets lost.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, you know, life, no matter who you are, where you are, at some point, you're going to feel that nobody cares, nothing's going your way. There's so many obstacles, and what gets you through that is hope. So,
Hmm.
and, you know, we are taking calls from listeners tonight. The call in number is 1-800-930-2819. Jacob, do we have anybody on the line? I believe that we do.
Yep, we've got Carrie calling in from California. Hi there, Carrie.
Okay, thank you for my call.
Hi, Carrie.
Can you hear me?
Not
Hi.
not very well. Are you on speaker?
I just took you off speaker. How about now?
Very, loud and clear. Very good. Thank
Okay,
you.
great.
Yeah. How can we help
So
you
I
today?
need help. I need help because I am losing faith. I lost my passport. I went on a trip, came back, and that same day I lost it. Not sure if I lost it at the airport or here in my house.
Hmm.
And it's not just mine, it's my son's as well. And so I am desperately trying to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any idea where I should look, where it could be?
Oh my God. I can give you something I learned as a little kid, but I'm going to let Mark jump in here first.
My advice as an attorney is you need to call the Department of State and report it missing, because American passports are really hot items on the black market.
Yep.
So, you know, and as much, you know, people think that psychic ability is an on-demand service, and the joke is I'm a medium, not a metal detector. So you're going to have to call the Department of State and report that, because here's the thing. You're not the first person ever to lose a passport. All right, these things happen. And the thing is, maybe you misplaced it, or maybe you put it down and somebody swiped it, you know, and that's why, you know, I'm saying that because I remember when I was in Eastern Europe years ago, and I was behind the Iron Curtain. It was always told to us, be extremely careful of your passport, because the black market wants that. An American passport is worth its weight in platinum.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that advice is so
Mm-hmm.
perfect. Yeah. I got to tell you, I grew up with a great mom and then Linda's mom, and they would tell us to do the most ridiculous things whenever something like this happened. To this day, when I lose something, this is what I do. I mean, I'm serious about it. She would say, go in a circle 3 times and say, Tony, Tony, turn around. What is lost will be found. 99% of the time, I would be directed to go look in a place. And even if it wasn't in that place, it was in a place that got me to another place. Now, that sounds like one of the most ridiculous things to do. But I got to tell you, to this day, all of us do it. And we have lost some serious, serious things, right? Safe deposit boxes that we can't remember where they are. I mean, just crazy. But I agree with Mark. I think that you should make that phone call. How long has it been lost?
1 week.
Oh yeah, you should make that call.
It's
You
yeah.
got to make that
And
call.
in the sense that I'm getting is it's gone. In other words, it's already in the pipeline in somebody else's hands. So go ahead and report that, because here's the thing: if you don't report it, the longer you delay, it could potentially be used for nefarious
Yeah.
purposes by
Yeah.
negative people, and you don't want to suffer the
Nope.
repercussions of that.
Not 1
Okay.
minute.
Not 1 minute, not in this day and age. So
Nope.
first thing tomorrow morning, you call the Department of State and report both yours
Mhm.
and your son's, because I find it very suspicious that both yours and your son's passports are missing at the same time. So, and when I say suspicious, I don't mean for you. I mean the reason that they disappeared.
Right. Because you had to have them when you got off the plane, correct? Or whatever you traveled on, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then
Mm-hmm.
from that point on, like, who knows? And if you've checked everything else, luggage, coats, your son's everything, right? I found mine in my shoes one year. I put them in my shoes. I had shoes in my thing when I was coming across the security, and I just tucked them in my shoe. And then I took my shoes out, and I never wore those shoes because they were summer shoes. So anyway, let us know how you make out, okay? We'll hold the hope flag
Sounds
for you.
good.
Awesome. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you for
Take care.
calling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Mark, for that. That's great advice. Jacob, who do we have next?
Yep, next up we've got Katrina calling in from Indiana. Hi there, Katrina.
Hi, Katrina.
Hello.
Hi, how can we help you tonight?
Well, I was wondering if I could get anything on my my husband had a brain hemorrhage, aneurysm, and I'm just curious maybe what the outcome's going to be. On that, if I could get some answers on that, please.
Mm-hmm.
So he's still here in this world, correct?
Yes. Thank
Okay.
God.
Okay. Yes. Thank God. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me see if any spirits connected to you are going to come forward to give us some guidance. All right. Immediately, I'm getting a female energy coming through. She feels like a maternal energy. Okay. Could be a mom, could be a mother-in-law, but I'm getting a female energy coming through. And what she's telling me is your mother in spirit, Katrina?
My mom's here, yes.
All right, is his mother in spirit?
I do have
Daughter.
Daughter. Okay, hold on.
I have a daughter that passed away.
But yeah, but we're going to get to her in a second. Okay, you got to boost your volume because it's on your end, not ours. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm getting a maternal energy coming through. So this could be a grandmother, this could be an aunt, and we'll get your daughter in a second. Hold on. Yeah, I'm getting a female energy that feels like she's associated with your husband. And what I'm getting with her is a little bit heavier, not like grossly obese, but she had a few extra pounds on her prior to passing. And I'm also getting this obstructed mental state. So what that indicates to me is prior to her passing, she may have been having dementia, Alzheimer's, sense of forgetfulness.
Yeah, she did.
Okay. All right. So hold on. Wow. When she's focusing on your husband, I'm getting these like, did they go into his head surgically? Because I'm getting these incisions in three different areas. Okay.
Yes.
They may have to go back in, she's saying. And she's telling me, hold on, don't panic though. So the doctors are being conservative. Is there, in the sense I'm getting is a pressure buildup, are they going in and reducing fluid buildup on his brain?
They've been checking it, and they did talk about a shunt. Okay.
I'm getting good feelings about this. Okay. I'm getting thumbs up. So okay, we always want to be cautiously optimistic. Now the female energy on the level below you, which would be the child level, this may be your daughter. Let's take this one step at a time. Young lady, and I feel that my lungs are just filled up, and it's like a collapsing sensation with my lungs. Okay,
exactly.
Okay. Hi, mommy. I love it. Just right out of the box.
Aww.
Hi, mommy. Hi, mommy. Pink, 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 pink. She's throwing all these pink flowers at you. Okay. Yes, pink's a feminine color, but pink also emotionally means the love between parent and child. But there's got to be something with pink or pink flowers other than just pink is nice. Does that make any sense to you? In other words,
cancer.
Okay.
She had breast cancer, and she died from her lungs filled up with blood clots.
Got it. Okay, so that's the pink. Okay, so that's why we're getting that. And this. She said, "Hold your horses, mommy. Daddy's not going anywhere just yet." Woohoo! Woohoo! She's hilarious. I mean, what's with
She's a good girl.
horses?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, what do you like horses, or did she like horses? Because she showed me horses. Now, horses can mean a few different things. It can mean pictures of horses, images of horses. You like horses, but horses are also one of my triggers for gambling. It doesn't mean you have to go to the horse track. It could mean that, maybe you buy lottery tickets or you like going to casinos. But she showed me a lot of horses. What do horses mean to you?
Huh. The only thing I could think of is hold on to your horses.
Okay, hold on to your horses.
Just that's what I'm thinking.
Dr. Pat?
Because she would.
Horses represent freedom, right?
Oh.
Yep. One of the horse as a totem represents freedom, liberty. They're strong, they're powerful. Her birthday wasn't in December or November, was it at all?
No, she actually she passed away in December.
Early December?
December 17th, yeah.
Yeah. So Sagittarius, you know that sign?
Horses.
Do you know the sign of Sagittarius?
What is it?
It's December. It's a zodiac sign, the astrology sign of December. Okay. All right. There's a lot about that sign that's very powerful, but it's also Jupiter as a ruler. It's also quite a spiritual sign. And so when I hear horses, I think of strength, but I don't think that's for her. I believe it's for you. I believe this message
She has
is
a sister's birthday, and she's a Sagittarius.
Okay.
But we got two hits there, yeah.
Yep. But I still think the message is for you. And here's what I know, that sometimes when we worry, we lose our power and we lose our strength. Worry is number 2 to one of the quickest way to deplete energy. And it's not funny that, we're having a show on hope today, because the antithesis of hope is worry, right? Worry is a trademark that depletes hope. And so you're worrying, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I worry way too much.
Okay. That would be, so this message is actually for you, because you need to build up your hope bucket. You need to build that up. And I'm not saying to be in denial, because I was in a relationship with someone for 14 years that had a brain aneurysm. So believe me, I know what that's like. And I know what
you're spot on. Let me tell you, you are spot on.
And especially the first year. I don't know how long ago. I don't know how long ago this happened. I don't know how long ago this happened.
It's about a month and a half ago.
Right. So there you go. Okay. So here's what I want to say to you. You have to build up your mental muscle, because when you're caring for somebody and the doctor has given you a long list of when they do this, when they do that, believe me, I don't know what your list is like, but I knew what my list was like. You will worry.
It's so overwhelming.
It's overwhelming if you worry, but if you just hold on to that hope and due diligence, and if it gets too much for you, get help. If the list got way too much for me, the list was, I couldn't do it all. I couldn't do it all.
I know I can do it. I know I can do it, but I'm a warrior.
Yeah, but okay. You're a warrior or a worrier? Which one are you?
I think she's a warrior. You know?
Did you say warrior or worrier? What'd you?
Well, I'm probably both.
Okay, well, you got to go from warrior.
You know.
You got to go from warrior to warrior. You got to call that energy.
I have a
in
lot of
now.
hope, and I pray a lot. I pray a
But
lot.
You need your Athena shield, right? You need the goddess of Athena right now, because there's only so much you can do. Do you understand? God grant me the serenity to accept the things, right? You know that prayer?
Right.
And that's
Yes.
all you can do, because there is a long list. The
You're
list
right.
will get shorter. It will get shorter. The list will get shorter. Okay.
Okay.
And that the
Okay.
horse totem was not for anybody but you. That horse totem is for you. There's no freedom in worry, none. And that is a freedom totem. There is no freedom in worry. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah.
Jacob, can we take a short break, please?
Yeah, that
We'll be
sounds good.
right back, everybody. We'll go right to the phones. Thank you. Welcome back. We're going to give you some information you are going to want to get. You're going to want this. But for those of you out there, live call-in show right here on the Psychic and the Doc, 1-800-930-2819. We're going to go to the phones. We're going to get you, Jerry. Hang on there. We may have time for another caller. But Mark, before we go, hello. Afterlife frequency. Tell us what folks could help you with.
Yes, I want to ask everybody, I would like to ask for the honor of your vote. My book, The Afterlife Frequency, is up for a cover award in the category of reincarnation, death, and grieving. And if you want to find out how to vote for my book, go to my website, afterlifefrequency.com, and you'll see in the calendar of events, because voting is between now and April 25th. So when you see in the calendar of events, you'll see a bunch of pictures of me asking for your vote. Just click on that. It'll take you there. I really appreciate everybody's support. I just received an incredible review from Quest magazine, the magazine for the Theosophical Society. PrettyProgressive.com has designated The Afterlife Frequency as one of the top 16 books about faith in God. Film icon, movie legend Shirley MacLaine has recommended my book. I understand it's being considered for a Pulitzer Prize. So wow, I'm just very overwhelmed.
Awesome.
And then now it's up for a cover award. So I need all your help. Please visit my website, afterlifefrequency.com. So Dr. Pat, I understand that we have a caller on the line.
Yeah, Jacob, do it.
We've got Jerry calling in from South Florida. Hi there, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for
Yeah.
taking my call.
Oh, anytime. How can we help you today?
I have, in regard to hope, I have teenage grandchildren, and they've been through a lot of sickness and a divorce, and they have really lost their faith. They said that they prayed, and their father was an alcoholic, or is an alcoholic, and he got fired from his job. And so basically, without too much detail, I need to ask Mark if there's any information for me from my loved ones.
Okay, is their father in spirit?
No, their father is alive.
Okay, so he's
He
here.
has
All right, so
partial
you want to
custody.
see? All right, no, that's fine. So let me see, Jerry. Let's see if okay, there is. The reason I asked if their father was in spirit is because a male energy connected to you is coming through. And what I'm getting with him, I'm feeling this in my right lung, not the left lung near the heart, but the right lung. I'm feeling this really intense pain. Hold on. Oh, okay. Now I'm feeling this pain seeping through my ribs. Oh, through every bone in my body. Okay. And I feel nauseated, like I want to vomit. Nausea and vomiting are one of my cancer indicators. This could just mean that he was having difficulty eating or holding down food prior to passing. But because I'm feeling this weakness, this pain throughout his bones. This to me feels like this gentleman had cancer and it got into his bones. Obviously, it metastasized. Poor guy. I mean, he put up a good fight, but his passing took some time. And toward the end, I'm getting the sense that he was able to communicate, not a lot. I think it was just difficult given his illness. Does this make, do you recognize this person?
My grandfather had a stroke. Now, he may have, this is many, many years ago, he may have had cancer also, but he was unable to speak toward the end.
This feels
and
closer.
I was very.
This gentleman feels closer to you, though, than a grandfather. Is there any other males that had a long, slow illness connected to you that passed?
My brother.
Your brother. Okay.
Your brother. Okay,
Brother.
there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
you know, I never want to stretch to make it fit. What did your brother pass from?
Throat cancer.
There we go. Cancer, metastasized. Got it. Oh, no wonder I was feeling in my lungs. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know what it is on these shows? I got to do the readings as quick as possible. You know, on one-on-one readings, you know, I got some time. All right. So what does he want you to know? Okay. First off, he's it's funny, we're getting all this horse imagery. He's talking about the Triple Crown. Where's the Triple Crown? Is that Kentucky or something?
Well,
Where's
Kentucky Derby is coming up May 7th. That's the first of the Triple Crown.
Okay, so
The
Oh my
Preakness
God,
and
he was a gambler.
all right, we'll go with that one.
And he loved the horses.
Isn't it funny? I could answer that question. Hello.
You know, it's funny. This is an example of collective consciousness communication, because in the last reading, horses were a prominent image, and now there is a connection, and that's because spirits with a common thread are coming through. And the symbol, anyway, I could spend the next hour explaining why this is relevant. Long story short, let's see what he wants you to know, Jerry. He said that you're being a really good grandmother and that you have to be the stabilizing influence. He said, but he said, you want to like dive in and get the kids or at least get to them. He said that you have to be available, but not intrusive, available, but not intrusive. And please forgive me, your brother saying, and let me tell you, that's really hard for my sister to do. So sorry, but that's because here's what's going on. Then I'm going to turn you over to Dr. Pat. If you assert yourself too much, it's going to cause the parents of these kids or wherever they're at to pull back. You know, so you've got to be available as opposed to a disruptive influence. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, I've been trying very hard not to preach to them or to, you know, like I talk to my daughter, but now that, you know, they're very bitter, and you know they went to Catholic school and now, you know, they don't want to be Catholic anymore. And, you know, but the thing that worries me is the one is going off to college. And, you know, I'm really afraid that, you know, she's going to have a tough time.
Dr. Pat, can I say something and then I want to turn this over to you?
Sure, Mark.
When you first came in, you said you're concerned about your grandchildren losing their faith and not having hope. In my first book,
Right.
Never Letting Go, there's a chapter entitled Doubt is Part of the Journey. And it opens with a quote from this rabbi that I know, because, you know, I consult with members of all the faiths. And what the rabbi told me was, how can you possibly have faith without doubt? Okay. And that's like hope, because hope is not something that you see in the prosperity of sunshine, but rather you see it as a star in the night of despair. All right, now I'm going to turn you over to Dr. Pat.
Okay, I just have a clarifying question.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, thank you. I just have a quick clarifying question. You were talking about him being an alcoholic, correct?
Yes.
Is the him your husband?
No, well, my husband
Who's
was
the-
an alcoholic, but I'm divorced from him.
Yeah.
But now their father is the kid's father is an alcoholic.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
And he likes pills. He likes
Yep, I know.
pain pills.
Okay.
So that's a concern.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What kind of support is I mean, I'm just assuming that you've got a mother and a daughter over there, right? That's raising these children,
Yes.
correct?
Yes,
Okay.
the mother is a very good mom and
Yep.
very caring and
Okay. Yep. That's
devoted.
perfect target for people with addictions. How do I know? I come from a long family of alcoholics. I mentor women in recovery. I'm very familiar. Do you know if she's getting any help, like from a program like Al-Anon?
Well, they've been divorced now for, I think, almost 7 years. So
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they share the children, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I tried many times to have her go to Al-Anon and she won't go.
Yeah, because it's hard because people think there's something wrong with them and there's not. The reason that, and if you don't want to go to Al-Anon, I can recommend my friend, the pushy board from the Bronx, Ellen Stewart. She is a recovery coach. And, but this is going to be slippery slope right now. Kids grow up, they form opinions, they don't know how to process multi-generational addiction at all. You never know if they're on their pathway to that. And it's not uncommon, if I might just say, I'm going to get the emails on this, Mark. It is not uncommon for either children or people that are involved with alcoholism in this way to step away from the Catholic Church. I did.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, even if they had, even if they were willing to turn to God, I don't care whether it's Catholic or not.
I know that is all.
They need a higher power, and they need,
I know.
and we call them God.
I know. And you know what I'm about to say to you? The Serenity Prayer. Because
I even use that. I use it as a coping tool.
You've got to use it now.
Yeah. Well, to tell you the truth, I worked in the addictions field for
there you go. So
years.
Know all this. You know all this. But then the kids they're on their own path. They have to find their own spiritual place. It may take them a while, but they will never forget that they've been introduced.
Well, I just pray they don't get wild.
That's a whole nother show. You'll have to call in about that one. We'll do a separate reading about that one because okay. I got to run, but let me ask you one last question. What scares you the most? Did you hear the beginning of the show when I talked about being 19?
I'm sorry, about what?
Did you hear at the beginning of the show when I was telling the story about being arrested at 19?
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes we get wild. The point is, we don't always stay wild.
Yeah.
Right? So you probably,
I don't worry about them being wild with the law. I worry that, they're going to be on their own. They were sheltered as kids, as little ones, and now they have freedom and away from home and, at college. And I just worry they're going to get hurt.
Yeah. And you know what? That's because you have a kind heart. That's why you have a kind heart and you love them.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was hoping for from Mark, that, that someone would come through and just be able to tell me that they would be safe. But I guess to go back to what you said, Dr. Pat, about, like you, instead of worrying, you have to be a warrior. And
You have to be a warrior.
I constantly pray, but
Yeah.
I guess I just have to trust that
Well,
their
Jerry,
greatest good will come to them.
Jerry, your
You have
brother.
to trust that God or
Yeah.
what you believe in is God, correct? You believe in God?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Then you have to trust at the highest level you can imagine, right?
Yes.
That they will be guided. They may step in a bunch of
Yeah.
potholes, right? But you will be there to help them. They will rise up from that. But you got to be the
Yeah.
warrior. And praying
Yeah.
is good, right? Also keeping your left ear open in case you hear some things that are just not going to be good for them, right?
Yeah.
Boy,
All
you
right.
can you can
Thank you,
adopt
Martha.
me.
Thank you, Dr. Pat.
Yeah, you can adopt me anytime, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you for calling in.
And thank you.
Oh,
God bless.
oh my goodness. I would love to have, that would be like, I would love to have like a grandma like that. Are you kidding? All right. Oh, we have time. Let's do one more.
Let's
Jacob.
do it.
All right, sounds great. We've got Ann Brown calling in from South Carolina. Hi there, Ann.
Hey, Ann.
Hey, Ann, are you there?
Hey, Ann, turn your radio
Hey.
down in the background.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but turn your
Yes,
radio
I'm
down in
here.
the back. Yep, turn your radio down.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let me turn the radio is down. Okay.
Okay, it's going to be quick. How can Mark help you?
Well, I was wondering, I have more people on the other side than I do this side, okay? I'm at that
Okay.
age. Plus, I was wondering if he had any messages from them and what he picked up off
All right,
of
hold on,
me.
hold on. Ann.
Yeah,
Ann.
we have enough time probably to give you one thing here. So let
Yeah.
Mark zoom in.
All right, and it's interesting. Getting a lot of male energies coming through tonight. I'm getting a man coming through, and what I'm getting with him, real kind of outdoorsy type guy, kind of very mechanically inclined, the sort of the dirt under the fingernails, but like the real protective. And this guy, see that he had a beard, at least for part of his life, like a beard, darker colored hair, and with his passing, I'm getting this blinking sensation. I'm holding my head. Now, the blinking sensation indicates to me that something was affecting his brain and mental focus and clarity. And then it feels like he died pretty quickly. So it could have been some type of abrupt passing. Does any of this make sense to you, Ann?
Well, it could be one of three people.
Okay. Hold on.
I had. Go ahead.
Ann, we're trying to do this because
Yeah.
we're running out of time.
Yeah.
January, is there a significant birth, death, anniversary, or event connected to you or someone close to you in any way? Don't worry about how it applies to the spirit, but in any way with you in the month of January.
It could possibly be.
Okay.
I don't remember
That's okay.
two of the dates,
Okay, that's all right.
Okay.
but my husband was bearded. It was a white beard. He died in 2017.
Okay. Well, I believe, was he kind of an outdoorsy mechanical type of guy? Just yes or no, real quick. Anyway, that's a
He
yes.
was.
Here's what he wants you to know. He said that your diet is really gone downhill. He said you need to start eating some fish, honey, and it can't be deep fried. Okay. So what he's telling you is what's happening is you're spending a lot of time alone and you're turning towards like comfort type foods and things that taste good. And he said all that's going to do is it's degrading the quality of your life. And he said they want you to maintain optimal health. Okay. And I'm tasting cilantro. Do you like cilantro, the herb cilantro, or do you hate cilantro? Either or.
Okay, I do need to work on that. That's for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you're good. I think you're good with this, right, Mark? I think you
Yeah.
have, if you can walk away with one thing, one message to work on, that will transform your life. See, people think they
If I
need
could-
100 things. You need to take one
What's
thing that
one?
Mark is saying and implement it, and it will change your life.
I have basically been not here since my husband died. I have been in the depression that I cannot get out of.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be with him.
Mm. I want to tell you that can I just say this? Find somebody
Go
and
ahead.
get some help. You need to find somebody and get some help and work with the therapist on this.
I don't want anybody else in my world.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to
Hus
say.
was the kind of man that God broke the mold when he made him.
Yeah, but Dr. Pat's not saying go dating. She's saying talk to a
You
therapist.
need to speak with someone and get support.
Oh, I have a psychiatrist, and the one I had that retired, I could talk to. This one took over for him, and I have absolutely no use for him. I had a medium that I was in constant contact with that lived in Florida, and he got pancreatic cancer, and I can't get in touch with him now, so I'm just friggin' lost without him because he kept me in touch with everything. Mark, do you read anything off of me other than the depression and whatnot?
I don't. And here's the thing. You got to be careful about substituting constant mediumistic contact, because what you're doing there is substituting your physical relationship with your husband with mediumistic contact. You should not have constant contact. It's not bad for the spirit or anything, but it doesn't help you progress. And that's why you stay in the same place emotionally. Yep. And if you're not happy with this therapist, Dr. Pat, forgive me, but get another one. We're agreeing there. Get another one.
I'm the first that's going to say that, Mark.
Yep, go.
That's why I said you need to find somebody to work with. The other thing is there are a lot of support groups. There are a lot of grief support groups, a lot of them. And now they're all online. I sent 2 people to a support group already this week. Just get in touch and connect with people. There's so much available to you. And please ask your therapist next time you see him, what are some of the online groups that I can work with? Right, Mark?
Absolutely.
That's got to be the first step.
And a lot of churches have grief share groups too. You may even want to check some of those out. You know, grief is not something you should go through alone.
I'm not part of any organized religion.
Doesn't matter.
I am
grief
a spiritual person.
No, you so let me just comment. There are a million spiritual places to go.
Yeah.
A million.
I'm also an empath and a sensitive.
Right.
So
that's why I'm going to say, I'm going to say it one more time. We got to go. Please get some help. This is not going to go away by itself. Please. Thank you. Mark, thank you for a great show. Jacob, thank you. Thank you all out there. We'll see you next time on The Psychic and the Doc. Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into The Psychic and the Doc with Mark Anthony and me, Dr. Pat Baccili, right here on transformationtalkradio.com. Hey, look, come back next week so we can explore with you more of life's many challenges and learn from fascinating guests. And you know what? Even Mark and me. We'll connect you and discover insights from people in this life and from the afterlife. Extraordinary problems? Yeah, they do. They require extraordinary solutions. But step into the world of possibilities with us on The Psychic and the Doc. That's every Thursday 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. That's TransformationTalkRadio.com. And don't forget, we're also live face-to-face on Facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio.